The first thing is that there are more important things than tithing, namely justice, mercy, and faithfulness. Jesus is saying, you got this piece of the law down, but you're using your religious ritual to release you from gospel responsibility of actually loving people. Meaning, you can give and not love. And that's wrong. But you can't love and not give. And Jesus honors that. So Jesus is going around their works-based righteousness right to what? Their heart. He's saying, I want to go there and see what's inside there. And I'm saying because you measure out carefully a tenth, and then that allows you to release yourself from responsibility of the dirty work of loving hard people to love, your heart is not in line with what you say it is when you tithe. Fail, he says. So, observation number one, there are more important things in the tithe, like loving, justice, mercy, faithfulness, loving Jesus. The second thing to note, I think important for us here, is that tithing is not unimportant. It is to be done. When he says, these things ought to have been done without neglecting the others, I don't think Jesus is throwing tithing under the bus. I think he's simply telling us that, yeah, you should do that, of course you should. As a baseline for where you start moving into a lifestyle of radical, eye-popping, earth-shattering, lost-awakening generosity. Meaning, if when we come to the question of the tithe, we're asking for a number because we want a ceiling so that we can give up to a certain amount and then say, I gave it the office, whew, guilt box checked. Now I do what I want to do, indulge myself. We're asking the wrong question for the wrong reasons. Okay, Josh, now answer my question. Am I retired to tithe as a new covenant believer? My answer would be this. Probably not. There's just not a lot of teaching that would lead us to think you're required to tithe. However, I wouldn't necessarily tie tithing to the law because we see it existing before the law enters the story. 400 years, in fact, before, meaning it's a principle carried through all of Scripture in what someone does in response to God being their God and their resources being His, He's entrusted them with. Therefore, when I say, no, you're probably not required to tithe in the New Testament, what I don't mean is free to give whenever I want and whenever I feel like it. And funny enough, I never feel like it.